Today we're going to talk about the European Union. At the end of the video there will be a few guiding questions to bring to class tomorrow. You will also need to come to class prepared with a country to research that is currently a member of the EU. Feel free to rewind or pause whenever is necessary during the course of the video. First, we will talk about the history of the European Union and the reasons behind its formation. As we all know, World War II was an awful period of history for a large part of the world. Countries around the globe saw what mankind was capable of. The expenses of war also inflicted great blows on many European countries' economies, causing millions of people to suffer without adequate food or shelter. The Europeans knew it would take a lot of effort and time before any of the economies would thrive again. Following the end of the war, several countries in Europe wanted to do whatever they could to prevent this kind of destruction and devastation in the future, and to protect future generations from the scarring effects of war. They decided to come together and form a coalition. So, in 1952, the European Coal and Steel Community, later becoming the European Economic Community, was formed with the hopes of keeping peace among the member countries by combining goods and industries. They hoped this kind of economic commitment would join the countries together and lessen the chance for large-scale conflict. It wasn't until the 1993 Maastricht Treaty that the coalition was dubbed the European Union. The members of the European Union now exchange capital, services, goods, and labor, creating an interdependency which is beneficial to the Union as well as each of its members. These exchanges are encouraged and upheld by free trade, allowing the movement of goods and services without tax or tariff. The EU also has a major political role, with various treaties binding the countries together. Human rights and equality are also significant concerns for the European Union. They are huge advocates of democracy and equal rights for all. There is even a document written by the members of the EU for this sole purpose, entitled Charter of Fundamental Rights. One of the most important implementations of the EU is the euro. The euro was introduced to the market in 1999. The majority of the members of the European Union use this currency today, making trade and exchanging goods easier between its members. This, along with free borders between the member countries, has boosted the tourism sector of European economy. Free borders also make it easier to work and live throughout Europe. Today there are 28 total members of the European Union. The first 6 to join were Belgium, France, West Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. Since the original 6, many more have joined, including Austria, Denmark, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom. But how to become a member of the EU? In order to join the EU, there is a specific application process. There are 3 main criteria a country must meet to be inducted into the EU. The first is evidence of stable institutions which promote democracy and the respect of human rights and minorities. The second is a functioning market economy with the ability to compete with the economies of the other members of the EU. The last is an ability to implement the policies and systems of the EU at home effectively in their own country. Now there are some questions that you need to answer on your own sheet of paper and have them prepared for a lecture tomorrow. Why was the European Union formed? Name 5 of the countries which are members of the EU. How does the EU benefit the countries involved? Explain one of the criteria for entrance into the EU. Don't forget to pick a country from the list of the European Union members. You will research this country and be able to explain why it meets the EU's criteria. We will begin research in class tomorrow. Please come prepared.